Welcome back to Tune to Life. And today's topic is going to be something that is out there. It's Jeffrey Epstein, the Epstein Files. Well, listen, that is just... So everybody's talking about the contents of the file, who was there, who was on the island, who was doing what, where, when, and why. But that's already been done.
Yeah.
I want to look at other things around it. I want to look at the peripheries. I want to look at why and all the other bits and bobs that people aren't really talking about at the moment. That's what I want to talk about. That's what I want to explore. I know you want to explore some of these things as well in that sense. But to me, it's really interesting. And it's about, to me, this is tragic for the victims.
Definitely.
Right? And for those people that were the victims that were recruited into this, it also says something about society.
Yeah.
It all speaks loud about that. That how can men or women, mostly women it would seem, recruit younger women? Because I think I think ages from 14 to 17 were recruited.
That's right, yeah.
So how is it that these women and men can recruit these 14 to 17-year-olds to come in there and do? How is that? And we know there are kids that are going to be wayward and, who come from disaffected homes,
broken homes, all that kind of stuff.
Homes that are dysfunctional.
Yeah.
We understand that. But it just goes to show how vulnerable some of these people were.
That's right.
Or are. But also, what it does show is that some of them were there for a while, for a few years.
Yeah, they were.
So, but they wouldn't have kept going back had there not been monetary reward
incentives,
for it. So, so that in itself is sad that people can get caught up in that.
Because I think my understanding of it is that after a certain age, he kind of dispatched them, doesn't he? I think.
I think when he got to a certain age, because there was new ones are coming in all the time. So they had to keep them with a certain age.
Yeah, so therefore so for them to together remain relevant, they then thought, okay, for me to get some money, I need to then recruit. I would have thought.
Yeah, I mean, I think there were women there. I mean, I think there were models and stuff like that getting involved in parties. But I think there were layers to this, like an onion.
Yeah.
There were. I don't think it was just like as it was. No. There were layers to it. It would seem. But anyway, that's what we're going to talk about, and I'm going to kick off with the idea of the whole process of it.
Okay.
When you look at it, there is this man. Let's start at the beginning.
Okay.
There's this guy looking at it, and I had no idea before who he was, apart from when the furor kicked off when he was arrested, and his first sort of arrest around, was it 2008?
2008 was, yeah.
So around that time. When he beat his first case and whatever. Whatever.
Yeah.
But I didn't know much about his background because I didn't take much interest. I thought it was just another paedophile, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But when you look back at his thing, people need to ask themselves a question. How does a relatively ordinary guy who's a maths teacher in uni become so connected with powerful people? Yeah. And I don't want to get into the details of this and that, whatever it is, because I'm just an ordinary guy.
Yeah.
Try to understand human nature and how things work.
Yeah.
And this is my take on it.
Okay.
It's not facts.
Okay.
It's just my take on it.
Okay.
I think that there he was, as a maths teacher, doing what he's doing. Once a paedophile, always a paedophile. So he was probably, I believe, doing
things,
what he shouldn't be doing
this at that time.
Already.
Yeah.
Connect to the people who are doing things that they shouldn't be doing.
That's right, yeah.
And it would seem to me, definitely, he was recruited.
Okay.
By who and what, who knows?
Okay.
There are speculations out there saying he was recruited by some sort of secret service group of a particular country.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know. But definitely recruited. 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
Because you're in university doing it, and whatever it is, how can you meet all these people? Everybody knows you. Yeah. So let's go with that. So there he is, recruited. So think about it. Why would an ordinary man who's working university, leaves it into sordid things, suddenly become a billionaire,
I know, just
really, really rich, connected,
yeah,
and decides, oh, I'm going to just videotape people, record people, buy an island, and all. Come on. I don't buy that for 1 minute. That's absolute rubbish. Can you imagine? Yeah. Can you imagine?
Don't see.
Does that connect in any way?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't connect. It doesn't connect. And
it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't connect. It doesn't connect. And so part of what I've seen in terms of some of his story is that as he found himself kind of moving very higher in different circles, that people recognize his skill sets and were trying to use his skill sets to
skill sets. Listen, come on. Skills is. You look like so. He was a really no. I don't buy that. I don't buy it. I understand this, but I don't buy it. This man was recruited and then shown, given the skill sets to do it, trained. What charismatic? I know it's mathematicians. Sorry. What charismatic mathematician have you ever met? Right?
Actually, that's true. That's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah.
What charismatic mathematician? Also, there aren't very many of them.
Yeah.
All right. So you'd have had to be charismatic to be able to do what he does. Anyway, I think he was trained in order to gather information, gather the data, gather shit, because he was collecting crazy images of people who were powerful. So now, hold on. Let's look at this now. So there he is, networking, making money, probably shown how to make money.
That's right,
Yeah, and trained how to make right investments, amassing a great deal of money, huge wealth, and being able to acquire an island.
I know, that's something else.
Right?
Next level.
I look at the file. The diary says it's he's literally on the island all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a conveyor belt. What seemed to me when I was looking at it and stuff, it looks like as though people just come and go, like a conveyor belt, which you'd imagine.
Yeah.
Now, look at it. Think about it for a second. Just using common sense. There's a guy now connected. All of a sudden, he's come up from nowhere. He's meeting the right people, talking to the right people, and he is a sort of fixer.
Yes, that's right, yeah.
Right?
Jim will fix it.
Jim will fix it. yeah, exactly. So he's a fixer.
Yeah.
So you call me saying, oh, I want this sorted, or do you know anyone? Yeah, I'll hook up with Jim.
Yeah.
You hook those people up. Oh, yeah, thank you very much.
There you go. Thank you very
little
much.
side. Yeah. Or, I'm looking for investment in this. Yeah, I'll hook you up with this. He's looking for investment.
Yeah.
And because it's so connected.
That's right, yeah.
And then he has an island, he has money, so he has parties. People come to the party. This is the other side of it. People need to recognize. Just because they're on the list doesn't mean that they were
directly involved in
what was going on.
Yeah.
That's obvious.
That's right, yeah.
That's obvious. But the thing is that he was so well connected. And I think that people just were gasping up the opportunity
to be part
to get on his radar.
That's right.
Or to be invited indirectly to meet him, to be there, because they know that
how well connected he was.
Yeah, if you imagine you've got a business and you're turning over, say, 5-6 million or whatever it is, but or maybe more, a little bit more, but you want to be turning over hundreds of millions. How you want to break into a market? You want to meet the right people, and there's a friend of a friend of a friend who says, "Well, there's people meet at this particular place and da 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 da." Yeah. Now, this is the thing. You might know he's shady.
Yes, that's right.
But then you're thinking, all the people I know in business are shady.
That's true.
No one's really lovely and whatever. They're all a bit shady. So we think, well,
you have to cut a few corners as such. And
if I can go there, make a link and do what I need to do. That's what happened. So I reckon people went there, made the links and the contacts they want to make, made vast sums of money, and then were grateful. Because I know if he's scratching your back, you got to scratch his
back. That's right. That's right.
So he's going to call on you at some point
Yeah.
and say, "Hey, listen, you know, da-da-da." Oh yeah. You turn the favor.
That's right.
So therefore, you are linked with him now because the emails.
That's
I mean,
right.
can you imagine the amount of emails
That's come back and forth. Yeah.
he's probably on there all the time, or people
yeah.
doing it for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So there's that level where people make business. But then again, you'd imagine that there's going to be tiers to this. So there's the ordinary business exchange where you make that connection. But what happens if you want to get to the people with real money and power and wealth and influence? What are they into?
That's right. That's right.
You see?
That's right.
What are they into?
That's the commonality of it.
So it all depends on how deep certain people were willing to go.
Right.
And what people saw potentially and turned a blind eye to. Because come on, listen, just using common sense. There is Epstein, right?
Yeah.
Doing his things on the island, whatever it is. You're going to see something.
Yeah.
You're going to see some kids or some 14, 15-year-old girls running around doing stuff. And maybe a lot of them. But a lot of people just
turn
the blind eye.
Yeah. Oh, no. It was nothing. Yeah.
And I'd imagine, I'd like to imagine, maybe you can call me naive, but I'd like to imagine a lot of the men and women would have turned around and said, "Ooh, not for me. Not for me." Because they'd have been thinking about one, I don't know whether they think it's wrong. I don't know. But they're certainly thinking about their career. If they got caught and probably said, "Well, you know what? I ain't doing that because that type of act will get you, it could backfire on you."
So, actually, it's funny. It's funny. There was somebody, although slightly indirectly, he was working on the island, and I think he shared a story of what he saw on the island with somebody else, and that person challenged him like, "Hold on a second, if that was your daughter," and I think based upon that, he was like, "You know what? I'm gonna have to leave the island and get employment elsewhere."
Yeah, because you see, if you're going to open your mouth, right, then you're implicated.
That's right. Yeah.
So people will say nothing.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So if you saw something,
hear no evil, speak no evil, say no
evil. Yeah. Can you imagine if you're an influential person and you aren't going to partake, but you see something going on, or you see children there, you may not see acts, but you see children there, like, what children doing here? Yeah. Why are there so many kids here? You may ask a question, but then you say nothing because you're there.
That's right, yeah. So therefore it implicates...
You're implicated. If you say something, I went to the island, there's all the kids there.
Yeah.
Right. You see? So you can see why people would say nothing.
That's right.
But there's the other side of it. So it's who was he working for? Who was he gathering the information for? And what type of influence was being played out? Yeah, as a result. Yeah? You're a famous actor, right? And you're down there making the connections. And maybe you're doing things that you shouldn't be doing. And they've got the dirt on you. How would they use that information? Was it that they want you to do? What is it that they would want you to do? You see, it makes you think.
No.
So it makes you think on those sort of things.
Yeah.
And you have politicians, would be compromised if they went there.
Yeah, definitely.
And we hear,
of course,
there was a statement saying that there's a British politician, British Prime Minister.
That's right.
That got caught. And my mind's boggling.
Oh, listen.
My mind is boggling.
I was trying to do some research on that.
You'll never find it. You'll never find it. You can only guess.
But there was a couple of candidates that potentially were out there.
Yeah,
I thought,
but even then, when you start looking at all of them, they're all dodgy.
And that's the thing. That's the thing.
In their own way.
And I think corruption just corrupts those that are corrupted. It's just. It's just.
So we don't know. I mean, but mentioned, not necessarily actually doing anything. Because remember, we can't get caught up in the fury. The fury is that you're not on the list, you weren't the island.
That's right. Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
I'm
no.
not into that. I'm not into that rubbish. But just because you're on the island doesn't mean that you're actually doing something.
Although that being said, with this prime minister you were talking about, there was some alleged, quite horrific,
Sexual acts.
sexual acts that was.
Well, there you go. That's another story. That's another story. But the thing is that's what I'm looking at. That there are layers to this. Now, the thing is, the problem is, if you jump with the crowd saying, that person that person was there, that person was there, you then miss out what was really going on.
That's right.
You see? Because I believe that if they start prosecuting, and that's with a small I.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I don't
If they start prosecuting, there'll be a few thrown to the wolves, won't there?
That's right. That's right. To keep the public, I think, happy.
And my point is this as well. If you take somebody who was a prolific paedophile in that case, you know, because they have the victims who are going to allegedly name, right? And you cross-examine those witnesses and also the perpetrators. They will have to name people, won't they?
Of course they will.
Really? Think about it. Really? Just mull on that for a little bit. Listen, the victims, as far as we understand, have never mentioned any names. No. They mention select names.
That's true, actually, yeah.
Select names.
Out of God knows how many. No.
Select names. Now, come on. I don't know how people think this or share my point of view. They threw ex-Prince Andrew under the bus.
That's right.
Right.
He's still rolling in the road.
He seemed to be expendable.
Yeah.
But was he doing it all himself? No. He wasn't. You know, Bill Clinton's been mentioned.
That's right, yeah.
You know, Prince Andrew, we know ex-Prince Andrew has been mentioned. And who else? Maybe a couple other people.
That's right.
Other people. Yeah. But is that it? Is that all was there?
Bill Gates is mentioned too.
Bill Gates is mentioned. Elon Musk was mentioned.
Yeah.
So there's a few people mentioned. But there were so many other people. The man was carrying that thing on since for 21 years.
I know. That's just
21 years. Right? So there are going to be lots of big names.
Yeah.
But it all depends on who. But remember, in the files, there's lots of redactions.
That's right.
And they're saying the victims obviously should be redacted. The victims' names shouldn't be out there.
That's right.
100%. Should not be out there. But then there are lots of other people's names are redacted.
But I think just recently, they've just...
for national security reasons, allegedly.
I think my understanding is 5 names that were redacted have now been... I think there was some wranglings between the Justice Department, and I think those names have now been revealed, which is quite interesting.
Because I've got to look at whether it's in interest of the public interest,
that's right,
and national security. Does it breach national security? No. I think anything that comes with national security, they won't reveal those names. You see, because those people may be compromised. So in a big way. So I don't think it's going to happen. I think this is, to me, there's levels and levels and levels to this.
Yeah, I think so.
And when you look at it, I don't think it was, like I said, he was working for somebody, gathering information, and look, they had issued a warrant, arrested this guy in 2019. He previously beat a case, but let's focus on 2019, arrested. They had the files for years. 7 years.
Yeah.
And Trump was the one that said, okay,
we're gonna,
in November last year, reveal the information. We know Trump was there and whatever. We know that information was there. Hold on. Something doesn't make sense.
Something
to
doesn't
me.
smell quite right in the kitchen.
Something doesn't make sense to me. And no one's pointing it out. Is it just me? Am I don't know. But if you're sitting on files for 7 years, right? That's an assumption that nobody looked at it. Huge until just recently.
It's recently, yeah.
The Biden administration had it.
That's right.
Who was in before then? Was it Trump?
No.
Oh, was it Obama? No, Obama. No, Trump came for his first. Trump was in office at that time.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay.
Trump was in office at that time, if I remember.
Yeah.
It was a Biden administration.
Okay.
Because Biden only won the election once.
No, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
And hold on, let me check. Can you have a look at that while
I think
I keep talking?
I think it was
Going to find out. When?
Let's have a look.
When did he take office? Right. So he take it in 2021.
Yeah.
So Trump would have been in office.
That's right.
Yeah, Trump would have been in office. All right. No, I'm just saying here.
Okay.
Yeah, Trump was in office.
Okay.
So in 2019, when he's arrested, it was on Trump's watch.
So therefore, he would have been ahead of.
So
okay, that makes sense.
But my point is this: it doesn't really matter because it's just relevant for all round.
Yeah. Trump
was in office when he's arrested. If there's any information that would have made him look bad, he was there. The information was available for 2 years.
Yes, that's right, yeah.
For 2 years. Now we know a lot of files. No, listen.
Yeah.
Remember, there was an issue about Trump taking files home to his home address.
Oh yeah, back in the day, yeah, I forgot about that. Yes,
and they were trying to get the subpoena the files back.
That's right.
I wonder what those files were.
Oh my gosh!
I wonder what those files were.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I wonder.
Yes.
Maybe they weren't connected. Maybe they were. Maybe there were the files related to, and they had to get back some of those files. Maybe those files were being redacted. So when you hand them back, it's cool, you can have them back.
Yeah.
Because what you need to see in there ain't going to be in there.
Wow.
So therefore, in 2025, he says, yeah, cool, let's release it. Yeah. Fine. But my point again, when Biden was in office, if they need to get to the bottom of this, why in the 4 years he was there, nothing was done.
He was complicit in it. They all are.
Yeah. So to me, everybody's like, who's it?
Yeah.
I'm not into that.
Yeah.
Listen, big names, lots of names, huge people with unprecedented power were there and probably got their hands dirty.
Yeah.
And they decided, you know what? Let's make sure that there's enough redactions, that key pieces of information that could lead to indictment, a charge, won't be there. Yeah. But certain names will be there, because even if names are left there, it doesn't mean anything.
That's right.
They were there, and they might say they were there partying, they're at the party, videos of the party. But if the videos of sexual acts aren't there, I mean, there might be pictures of sexual acts, but with adults. Yeah. And hold on, think about it. Let's say we know that the girls were, the acts were taking place on the island.
Yeah.
Right? Mostly. Where was the island, and what's the jurisdiction of the island?
The island of the age. Yes, good point. Actually, yeah, it's a good point.
In 14, 17.
Yes, yeah.
I don't know where the island was.
Virginia Islands or something like that.
Virgin Islands.
Virgin Island. Yeah.
So
I'm not sure what the. That's a good point.
You're
There
going
could
to
be
look at all these
technicalities.
things. There are technicalities.
technicalities, yeah.
So will charge be brought
Brought.
potentially? Because these people ain't stupid.
No, they're not.
They're not stupid. We're going,
Yeah.
But really?
Yeah. And I know the Clintons are giving testimony, aren't they?
Yeah.
At some point.
Because if something went on in the islands, therefore it was not. It was.
That's right. It could be.
Man, the thing what it will be about trafficking.
Yeah.
Because they can prove that they got the girls from America.
Yeah, too.
There. Then that's a trafficking.
Yeah.
And they can get them on that.
But you know.
But if images are not available of them actually having sex, that's where the problem's gonna lie.
You know what though? What I would say though is that looking at the 2008 debacle of the conviction, I mean, this man, the contacts that he had in terms of he had the best, I think, best five access to the best five prosecuting lawyers. So the conviction in 2008.
Yeah.
Right. Epstein had about, I think, the best 5 lawyers in the whole of the country he had access to, and they just tied that whole system in knots. And people that had been investigating it for years had no idea about how he was brought to justice, what was happening. They had no idea. So it showed you the powerful and the reach that this guy had. It was phenomenal.
Yeah, and the help he had.
Oh,
in that.
Yeah.
So, but I think, to me, leading on to his death, I don't believe that he killed himself. There are many testimonies saying it's impossible. You know, a guy who was an ex-mob boss
that's right.
said that you have to admit it. He was in that same cell.
Yeah.
He didn't believe that either. And there were other people who did an autopsy on the body saying, no chance. Yeah. No chance. And also, he's been apparently seen.
I was going to say that
in Israel.
That's right. I was going to say that. I was going to say that. There's footage there of him, being a guy.
I don't believe that at all.
Because
no, because there would have to be too many people who have to keep that secret. All the people doing the autopsies and this and that and everything, they would have to keep that secret. So, unless there's a double.
You know what?
Was there a double that was moved in? See, the thing that could happen, right? I'm getting conspiracy theories now. Go. They move a double into the cell, take him out, kill the double, and then he's walking around. That's the only way.
You know, though, and I know it's really conspiracy. But the reach of money, knows no bounds.
Exactly.
So
we don't know. We could be we don't know what the hell would have happened. But the point is that there's a power play.
Oh, definitely.
Now, think about this, yeah? Now, taking it from an angle, if you have all these people who visit the island and some or most of which would have indulged in things that were just debaucherous and disgusting, with underage minors, and then somebody has leverage on those people. And I think there's a power play that some people somewhere had leverage. Will the authorities produce or prosecute all those people? Because if those people are prosecuted and all of them are had, that means as a body of people, the unseen hand, if you want to call it that, loses their leverage. They lose their leverage on those people. So then you have to start again to find new people. Do you see what I mean? So I don't think that's going to, I think there'll be a few people will get it, come on a charge scrutiny. Some people will walk free, and some people won't even see a courtroom. Yeah, won't even see a courtroom. And I think there are very, very powerful people involved, because I think even for the victims, there are probably going to be loads of victims. And I think those victims will, I think those victims know who they're going to mention.
Okay.
I think they know who they're going to mention.
You think that'd be? I mean, I would have thought. I'm thinking of myself. if I was in that situation, given the leverage and the power that these guys have, and they remember they're the unseen, I would be very concerned in terms of my own
Safety.
safety, fear. And what we've got to do, we haven't got to look that far. Look at the girl that was with Andrew, what's her name?
Oh,
Virginia,
yeah.
yeah. She's not here.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
She killed herself, yeah.
And allegedly,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? She had a story to tell and was pushing it. And you think to yourself,
Yeah, I mean, look, the thing is that these victims there, they know who they're going to mention, all right? They don't mention everybody that they slept with or had to sleep with or whatever.
yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think so at all, because they'll know, because they're going to be people who their reach is going to be
Okay, they're not going to untouchable.
Yeah.
They can't just come, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think people that work there or them thing are keeping quiet.
Right.
I think they're keeping their heads down, thinking, "Oh God, please
not, yeah.
don't let me. I didn't see anything. I don't know anything."
Wow.
I think there's a lot of people who are just like, "I don't want to know anything about anything."
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so, and I think a lot of victims are like, "Well, you know, I can say that, but those lot, no, I will not
What's
say a
untouchable,
word."
yeah.
Yeah, untouchable, because they know that that's not going to be anything that's gonna be
And-
worthwhile for them. They know that, yeah,
She's
there's a
threats.
problem. There's a problem. Yeah, I think, you know, if they come out and say things, for some of them will do. I think a lot of the victims haven't even come forward. I don't even think.
Yeah.
Some
yeah,
have,
no,
because
yeah.
they're going to try it.
And you know, I think a lot
But-
of them perhaps want to just want to hide away from it and forget,
because
forget
they
it even existed.
forget about it,
Yeah,
exactly, all the
dramatically.
trauma and
Yeah,
so on. You
definitely.
can imagine.
Yeah.
You can imagine that some come forward, and so on. Yeah, to the story, but you know, let's look at it. Epstein is not the epicenter of this.
No, he's not. No.
Yeah, he's not. You know, Epstein. Yeah. Excuse the
Excuse
pun.
the pun.
Excuse the pun. Yeah, he's not the epicenter of it, because I think that there are thousands of Epsteins out there, not as salubrious,
Yeah.
not as glamorous in that certain sense, but are out there running these things, because this types of, trafficking and
Trafficking stuff
child
like
abuse
recent,
and
yeah,
sexual
yeah.
abuse and all these sorts of things that are going on is happening in every country on the planet. Every country on the planet.
Do you think that there's a, opinion is the wrong word, but do you think there's more of a fascination about this because of the fact that the elites were involved, and you think it's more?
I think
more about
people know it's been going on for the longest time.
Yeah.
This is not something that's been going on since 2000
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
This has been going on for
Centuries,
centuries and centuries and beyond, for thousands of years.
Interesting, isn't it,
It's
really?
been going on.
Yeah.
And when you think of it like that,
Yeah.
there's going to be a body of people that are born into these types of ritualized behavior.
Yeah, definitely.
And their families are.
Yeah.
And so therefore they're well seasoned,
Yeah.
they're well organized,
Yeah.
they've got their people in every corner of power. Every corner of power. And you'll never, ever wipe them out.
Never. Wow. And
I don't think you will do.
And I think in terms of that, that's their norm, isn't it? That's their norm.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
how they understand
Yeah.
it. They don't see it any different. And I think the public view and perception of how they see the elites, I think is very, very kind of, I don't know, warped, but just it's not clear. It's not clear like how they are, if that makes sense. It's almost a different picture in terms of perception.
And I think you're right. And I think, look at it, it's just like this. It's like somebody will be picking spots, right, on their body. Oh, there's another spot there, another spot there, another spot there, but not actually understanding that the illness is in the blood.
Okay, yeah.
Just picking spots. And so for this situation, the problem is in the whole infrastructure of the world that we live in.
That's right. Yeah.
It's so deeply embedded.
Yeah.
I don't think you can even get it out. You can't, because people who have serious power. And then there's a darker side to this, which no one will talk about, and that is sort of the idea of the sort of devil worship
Oh
or
yeah, of
satanic
course.
worship, whatever it
Yeah.
is,
That's
in that process
Duchess,
of it,
yeah, that's
where
right.
children are sacrificed
Right.
to their God, whatever. And yeah, we can say this and say that, blah, 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 but it happens.
Yeah.
And, you know, we can have our belief in either no, that's not, but it does happen. So
Do,
let's
do,
just
do,
go.
do you think it's very, very, I'm not say frequent, but it's
It's been happening since
beginning of time.
forever,
Yeah.
for thousands and thousands of years. And you'll never stop that. For power, for greed, for wealth, for this, and all that sort of stuff. And there are people that do it, and it's all part and parcel of it. So, you know, unfortunately, children are always vulnerable to that. I mean, let's look at the numbers. You think about it, that there are anywhere between 70, 100,000
Oh, yeah.
to 200,000 children go missing in the UK.
I know, that's just madness.
Yeah, the numbers fluctuate so much.
Yeah.
But a large proportion or a significant proportion go home.
Yeah.
But thousands are never seen again.
That's right. And there's no
every year.
Yeah, I know, that's madness.
Every year.
And there's no significant data that attaches to say, right, this is the number that actually are missing, and this is the number. There's no data that supports that.
Let's say, conservatively, there are 40,000 children who are missing every year. Take that over a year.
Yeah.
Take that over since the year 2000. So that's 26 years. Times 26. That's over 1 million children in the UK alone.
Wow.
Have gone missing. Let's look at 40,000 children that never come back. Let's say there. And let's say over a 26-year period. And let's even just say reduce it down further by half. By 20,000 children over a 20-year period that never returned, never seen again. That's 500,000 kids.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of children, isn't it? When you think about it.
Yes.
But you know, but no one's talking about it.
No one talks about it. And then when you look at it again, we look at it again throughout the world, and you can't really get a true world figure because some people don't keep accurate records of children missing.
That's right.
But there are millions of children.
That's right.
So think about it. When it's actually bonkers. No one talks about it.
It is.
You got kids going missing.
Yeah.
You also have child slavery.
That's right. Yep.
We know that.
That's right. Yeah.
All right. And abductions and this and that. When you add it all together, huge sums of children going missing all the time.
And you know what's interesting on that, Andrew, is that the people in power are politicians. The people at the top in front of that are elitists. So the people that are making the decisions about what should be done and where it should be done and how the resources aren't doing it. I mean, we look at where we are now and the current situation. Nothing's changing. Yeah,
I mean, my thought is that there are definitely people who run the show. And I think, like I said, just going on to the Epstein thing, when bringing that in as well. Yeah. I think there's a power play. I think that there is a shift in power. So once a body of people are taken away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
Then it may shift the power balances from another set, because I think there are people in this world that probably we don't know, we've never heard of before, that have exceptional amount of power, that almost are above the law, and whom are incommunicado with other powerful people that don't always see eye to eye.
Oh, okay. So it's like a conflict, the struggle.
Conflicts happen all the time.
Okay.
And then the repercussions happen to us as ordinary people when we see it and experience it, whatever it is. Yeah. And I think that happens. I think that there are our politicians, it's way above their pay grade to be able to deal with those things. I don't think they can. That's my view.
So,
I mean,
how will that play out then? How do you? So what?
In my little world, in my head, it's not facts. Obviously, it's just in my opinion. I think that even most politicians are just like a CEO of a company, but they are accountable to like board members that give direction. So, for example, if you are a board member, shareholder, whatever you want to call it, and powerful like that, powerful body of people, you can say, look, I want these 10 things to happen over the next 3 or 4 years.
Okay.
I don't care how you do it, but these
Get
things
them
must
done.
happen.
Wow.
So it's up to the CEO to make sure those things happen in the company, and it's his or her decision as to how that the route of that. And it makes sense to me. In my world, it makes sense.
Actually, you know, when you're saying that, I'm looking at Trump and I'm thinking to myself, oh my gosh, you know what I mean? So I'm looking at.
We look
Serious.
at Ali.
Yeah, well, that's true. That's a good point.
Certain things like what's
he
going on
doing
here?
there? Yeah.
And I think there's a movement to all these things. And,
Wow.
and people say, oh, he's doing this. I think that things are happening that don't make
sense. That's right. You look down, you think, what are they doing? Why are they doing that?
Yeah, because a body of people. I mean, look at Europe as it was. A bit confusing to me. Doesn't make any sense in terms of what they're doing. Yeah. So is it, or are the politicians within the European Council making all decisions? Are they? Or are there a body of people beyond them who are saying, this must happen, and they have to make sure it happens, even though it's absolutely bonkers? You see? Right? So there are all those sorts of things involved in that.
So many layers to it, isn't there? So many dynamics.
Lots of layers and lots of people involved. And I do believe that. I do believe that there's all these things that are happening. And because you have to understand yourself. I mean, this is going slightly off topic, but you have to think about how AI is coming to the fold. Yeah. It's coming in and will probably replace people, you know, in a not too distant future, and create profound impacts on our daily lives. Governments are sitting down there picking their nose, doing nothing about it. And it's not because they don't know. They do know, they've been told, but it seems to me their hands are tied. They're just letting things happen.
Let it play out then.
Yeah, let it play out.
I see. So that connects to the same thing that you talked about into that big agenda.
Because they can't do anything.
I see.
I'm making it simple.
Okay.
If let's say I'm my frame, the unseen hand that does things, and you're the leader of the country, and I might say to you, or indirectly, leave it alone. It gets left alone. You focus on those other things. Leave that alone. That's why the response of governments to AI is so lackluster and useless. But it's one of the most important things going to be happening.
Yes, right. That's right. A profound effect on everybody's life. I mean, it's one shape from one another.
So you look at someone like, say, Trump at the moment. He seems to be like a wild cannon, a maverick.
Definitely, man.
Doing things.
Taking everybody
I don't agree with it, but he seems to be ruffling feathers.
Oh, definitely is,
He's ruffling feathers.
And you know
but who does he represent?
That's right.
Because he's not doing his own.
No. But you know what, though? The funny thing is, I mean, out of all the American presidents, he's just a whole nother level, isn't he? You know what I'm trying to say? So, I mean, there had to be a particular character to do what he's doing the way he's doing that.
Yeah, that's why he's there.
Yeah.
You know, that's why he's there. And I think that we have this idea of, I think, perceived democracy and all that sort of stuff. And I don't believe so. I think that we're heavily influenced. We're heavily hypnotized. That's what I believe. And so when people vote, the media plays a major part in that, in the way people are interviewed, the images that are given. It sways people subliminally to think about voting in a particular way. So they can do it. So we get the idea that we're making our own decisions ourselves. And we're not really. We're not really.
Very powerful.
You know? Yeah, it's very, very powerful. Very powerful. And like, so at the moment we got, I was saying Epstein doing his thing.
That's right,
right? And everyone's going, oh yeah, Epstein. But forgetting there are thousands of people like Epstein out there.
That's right,
Yeah?
True.
Thousands of people like him. And his handle was that he could connect people who did business. So hence you had that lady.
Lady Harvey.
Whatever. There's a lady out there who's saying, look, if you're a loser, you wouldn't be on. You wouldn't be on the files. But if you're a mover and shaker, make things happen. You're on there.
Lady Harvey.
And I know what she's saying. It makes sense what she's saying. Because what she's saying in the version is that, you know, apart from all the things going there, but people want to be connected. people saw him as a conduit to getting to meet other people
to get
who
things done.
could change their lives and their
That's right.
business and make things happen.
Yeah.
And they would take the chance, even though he was dodgy,
yeah, to do
to,
that.
to do that
yeah.
for the business.
And you know what I think is
A
funny?
risk, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a risk, and I think the public
Don't
and the
see or
elite,
understand
they,
that.
no, don't. There's a whole different
Generally
view, but
speaking,
no,
don't see or
they're
understand
like,
that.
no, this is morally wrong, so therefore this is what the outcome should be. But actually, the elites have a
Because
very
the only
different
word
perspective on it.
associated with Epstein, which is understandable, is that paedophile.
Yeah,
Epstein paedophile. Epstein paedophile.
yeah.
They don't see the fact that he was a paedophile, of course, but he connected people,
Definitely.
and the people associated went there for those connections.
That's right. Yeah, a little bit like P Diddy, a little bit in that kind of sense.
Same difference.
Same
difference.
same. Yeah, you can see that kind of they're all kind of.
But again, this is the other side.
Yeah.
This is the other side. Everyone knew what P Diddy was doing.
Yeah,
it was of no secret.
That's all right. Yeah.
Everybody knew what Epstein was doing.
That's right.
That was no secret. So how did he continue to do that for 20 odd years? How did P. Diddy continue to do what he did for so long?
That's right.
We have to ask ourselves a question.
That's right.
Yeah?
And it's accepted norm.
And he had videos.
That's right. That's great.
Hello?
Actually, you know what? It must be like a playbook.
Yeah.
How does the playbook? Okay.
Where are the videos with images?
That's right, yeah.
All you see is the same thing.
Yeah.
A whole host of entertainers sat down together smiling or same things.
Yeah.
Or you hear that this one slips with that one slipped with that one.
Yeah.
And to me, I'm not interested in that because you would know that happens already.
That's right, it does.
You know that happens already.
Right.
Right? They're all doing things they shouldn't be together. But the other side of it is about the young girls. I don't know whether Diddy was done for, he didn't get done for young girls, he was done for sex trafficking.
Yeah, I think
for getting girls in for prostitution and stuff like that.
Yeah,
that's what he got done for, not for the young, for the underage. Where people are, well, Epstein got done for that.
Yeah.
But the point is, people have known.
Yeah.
And the files are there.
Yeah.
And why are they dragging their feet and they're releasing the files, redacting it?
And I suppose, you know what, that playbook, you've got, obviously, you talked about P. Diddy, you've got the religious systems. Look at the Catholic Church, where they've got priests and God knows people up at the top.
Yeah.
Sexually abusing.
I mean, there's one person said, we don't know how true that is.
Yeah.
They said if they were to prosecute everybody, the whole system would close down. The whole Western civilization would close down.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Because so many people would be taken out of positions and the whole system. Yeah. So I can understand that.
Yeah,
why?
definitely.
Because you look at it like this, all right? You look at it like this, and it makes sense. If you got access to the files and you see the names and you see videos, how long will it take you to look at a name, attach that name to an image, and see there was something undue there,
going on there,
issue the subpoenas and whatever they call it out there, to get them in for questioning? Yeah?
That's right.
How long would that take? A year, couple of years maybe?
Yeah.
Hasn't been done.
No, that's right.
Hasn't been done. All right?
Yeah.
And it probably won't be done.
That's right.
There probably a few people may go under the bus.
Yeah.
We know that Prince Andrew, they're gunning for him.
But also,
what about the other people?
Yeah. But you know what? Something that you mentioned actually, friend, which I thought was really valid, is that the people that at the top of the food chain, they have so much money, access to wealth, access to that. Actually, I think that they would do a good job in tying up the system.
I mean, well, it's not about that. It's about they can buy justice.
Yes.
Yeah, they can buy justice. Yeah. There's combined wealth. It's like mad. So you can imagine, even if they did, even though, is it Pam Bondi? She's the one who's a district attorney.
Yes, that's right.
For the US.
Yes,
I'm sure they've thought about it. If they got 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 people even.
Yeah.
and those who had lawyers, the amount of money
Okay, can you imagine that?
that the government have to spend
That's right. That's right.
to prosecute.
Yeah.
I don't know whether they would have it.
No.
I don't know whether they could do it because they were just tied up in legal wranglings.
That's right. And also,
You
it wouldn't suit someone who's in the prime seat at the moment. Wouldn't suit his interest either, would it?
Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
So we say, well, I can't see, funding whatever it is. So there's, I don't see the justice that should come out of this happening.
That's right.
Don't see it at all in any way, shape, or form. I mean, you might hear of people getting paid out some money on the quiet, some of the victims.
Yeah.
You might get that. You might. But then again, those victims need to be careful.
That's right.
They need to be careful.
Seriously.
Because they're running for that, it's horrible that the victims did trauma and they want justice, but they've got to understand
that comes with a price. That comes
with a price. If it's, my view, if it's an actor or this or that, they won't have that sort of reach.
Right.
But if you're going after someone who is really powerful,
that's right,
or a body of people that's really powerful, because maybe a particular victim may have slept with 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 or 15 very powerful individuals. Ooh, you're taking on 15 of those people. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? I don't know. Can the system protect you? If the system itself is corrupt,
that's right.
Will the system protect you?
That's right. That's right. It's the biting hand that feeds you. No, that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
So you have to. That is a worry. That is a worry. That for them, is it going to be worthwhile? And I think they'll probably have counsel and talk about that, and probably say, well, don't mention that one. Mention that one. Don't mention that one. A lot of that will be going on. I think they'll know who they'll go after. They'll know who they'll go after.
What do you think? Because obviously it's interesting. I listened to the news, I think yesterday, and I think Trump wants to kind of like leave this behind now. And obviously, clearly, there's still the public vying for blood, vying for people.
Yeah, you can see why he wants to leave it on, because it's going to take. Because I suppose I'm trying to look at it from a different angle. I think that the information that would cause him some problems has been removed.
Definitely.
I think there's
110%.
some information there that will probably create problems for him.
Yes, right, but not significant problems.
I reckon so.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And he just wants it all gone on because he's probably having phone calls from people thinking, move it on now, move it on now. It's like, yeah.
And the people have got the strings. Attached to him, you know what I mean? Seriously.
And so I think all in all, I think that the whole, just to sum up now, because we'll come to the end of it, I think that, to me, it just goes to show how corrupt our system is. Yeah. And this is not just in America. This is Europe. This is UK.
That's right.
This is the Western world.
That's right, yeah.
How corrupt and debaucherous people in power are.
That's right.
And how, the entertainment or Hollywood, whatever it is, how they exist and how they normalize certain behaviors.
That's right.
That when they're in it,
it's incestuous. That's
it is. It's just And I think as us for ordinary people, we think, maybe this or maybe that or this or that.
Romantic notions of that.
How it should be and just whatever it is. And like I said before, being able to buy justice. I'm not talking about buying judges and buying this. No, not talking about when I say that. It's that an ordinary person right now, an ordinary person having experienced something happen to them, right? They want to take somebody who is really wealthy and influential to court. You got to have money. You got to have money to do that.
That's right.
And right now, even in the UK, If you haven't got the money,
ain't happening.
yeah, it's not what
That's right.
legal aid, really.
What?
It's not going to happen.
That's right.
So if you've got money, what are you doing? You're buying justice.
That's right. Yeah.
Because you can buy the best lawyers, the best barristers, the best of the best to fight your case. And they can smash the person who's coming after them. So we don't really have access to justice in the way we need. Let's say, for example, an ordinary person right now, and we forget this, is experiencing miscarriage of justice brought on by the state.
Okay, yeah.
Right? Or whatever. And you want to take it to court to represent you. You can't afford to.
That's right, yes, yeah.
So the chances of the state taking you down is a lot higher.
Hey, that's right, yeah.
Because you can't afford to buy it.
That's right.
But a person who's rich, they can battle the state and say, look, and sometimes they'll even back off.
That's right.
I mean, you see it in things like when certain huge companies are taken to task by maybe the government or whatever it is, and they have an army of lawyers there.
That's right, yeah.
And
the government don't want
they just back off, whatever the companies come in and struggle out, you know?
That's right, yeah.
But ordinary people don't have access to it.
No. My friends had the same situation.
So this is the world we live in.
That's right.
And that's what I mean by buying justice. Not only buying people, but you can say, right, you know, and so if those people who are in the files, whatever, and if they can buy the best minds, best legal minds.
That's right.
You have the witnesses.
That's right.
There who got the district attorney, or the state attorney, or the
just tie up the system. Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
tie up.
Not seriously.
And they're gonna have to make a decision. How much money are we willing to spend? Whereas these guys will. Their interest payments,
that's right.
Their interest payments are covering that. Yeah, move on. Does it cover that? Yeah.
And it's funny actually, because I think in Epstein there was a law enforcement officer, and he said I think it's like 45 years, he goes, in my time in the police, I've never seen this happen before in the way it's happened in terms of the Epstein file and the call for the injustice in terms of how it happened. So I think it just reflects in terms of
it does, and I think that it just shows how the system works and how things are and how we can get caught up in it. But I definitely was thinking it was gathering information for other people. I definitely think that, you know, there were lots of untoward things going on, and I don't think anything's going to come of it too much.
Yeah.
I think few people might get thrown under the bus.
That's right.
Maybe some money exchange hands.
That's right. Yeah.
And it'll be business usual until we hear the next one.
That's right. The next,
Until we have the next type of person like Epstein.
Yeah.
Or the next type of P. Diddy. And so on. Or the next, and this keeps happening.
That's right, yeah.
This keeps happening.
Definitely, yeah.
Keeps happening. I'm sure it will continue to keep happening, sadly.
Yeah.
But that's it.
Yeah.
So guys, what your points are, what you think will happen in time to come with the Epstein Files. I think very, very interesting. It was all titillation and it was all like, who was speaking of who, and it's all excitement and it's all just like, you know, but at the same time, it is really sad. And it's just indicative of how we are in society and how things are and what we sort of accept or normalize. Yeah, it's sad. But that's what it is. But please like, share, and subscribe, and tune in again for another excerpt. Anyway, take care. Thanks for tuning in. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.